Hey, I have a doubt regarding the recent 2023 budget speech by Nirmala Sitharamanji. Can you help me understand the new tax slabs better?
Of course. I would be happy to assist you. Is there anything that's bothering you?
Well, I have three doubts. First is actually, I had opted for the old regime last year. Can I switch from the old regime to the new income tax regime?
Yes, of course. You have the flexibility to switch between the old and new income tax regimes every financial year. But two things to remember. 1. The 2023 budget has set the new income tax regime as the default for taxpayers, meaning that unless a taxpayer opts for the old regime, they will fall under the revised new regime by default. For salaried taxpayers, the option to switch remains each year. But if you don't let your employer know which regime you want, they'll assume you want the new one. Remember, once you choose a regime, you can't change it until the next fiscal year. One more point to note. If you want to opt for the old tax regime while filing income tax return, then ensure that ITR is filed on or before the due date. If the belated ITR is filed, then new tax regime would be used to calculate the income tax dues. Also note, this opportunity to switch between old and new regimes every year is exclusively for salaried individuals and those without business income. Individual taxpayers with business income cannot switch between old and new tax regimes every year. Individual taxpayers and Hindu undivided families with business income can opt for the new tax regime, but once they choose the new regime, they will only have a one-time chance to return to the old tax structure and cannot switch back to the new regime in the future. Hope this answers your first doubt.
Yes, now this part is very clear to me.
What is your second doubt?
Nirmalaji had mentioned that in the new tax regime, the rebate limit will be increased from Rs 5 lakh to 7 lakh, and so people with an income up to Rs 7 lakh will not have to pay any tax. But then, she also stated that, for an income in the slab of Rs 3 to 6 lakh, there will be a tax of 5%. That's what's confusing me. How can the income tax be nil for an income up to Rs 7 lakh if the tax is 5% for the slab of Rs 3 to 6 lakh? And my third doubt is about the calculation of the tax slabs. Nirmalaji mentioned that a person having an income of Rs 9 lakh will have to pay Rs 45,000. How is that possible?
Okay. Let me try to explain as simple as possible. First, I will answer to your third doubt. Once that is clear, I will clarify your second doubt. First of all, let us listen to the revised tax slabs of the new tax regime that Nirmalaji stated.
I had introduced in the year 2020 the new personal income tax regime with 6 income slabs starting from 2.5 lakh. I propose to change the tax structure in this regime by reducing the number of slabs to 5 and increasing the tax exemption limit to 3 lakhs. The new tax rates are 0 to 3 lakh, nil. 3 to 6 lakhs, 5%. 6 to 9 lakhs, 10%. 9 to 12 lakh, 15%. 12 to 15 lakhs, 20%. And above 15 lakhs, 30%. This will provide major relief to all taxpayers in the new regime. An individual with an annual income of 9 lakhs will be required to pay only 45,000 rupees.
Let's say your taxable income is 9 lakh per annum. Now, some people might think that since 9 lakh comes under the slab of 6 to 9 lakh, tax will be 10% of 9 lakh, which is 90,000 rupees. That is not at all correct. The taxable income is divided into each slab for the deduction. What do I mean by that? Let me explain it in a very simple manner. First, let's divide 9 lakh into slabs of 3 lakh. Why 3 lakh? Simply because the exemption limit is now 3 lakh. So, 9 lakh is 3 plus 3 plus 3. You will understand why I'm explaining like this shortly. Second, let's write down the slabs that are applicable in the case of 9 lakhs. That is 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9 lakh. Third, let us write down the new tax rates under each applicable slab. So, for 0 to 3 lakh, it is nil or 0. For 3 to 6 lakh, it is 5%. And for 6 to 9 lakh, it is 10%. Now let's calculate. In the first column, it will be 0. In the second slab, it will be 5% of 3 lakh, which is 15,000. And in the third slab, it will be 10% of balance 3 lakh, which is 30,000. So, 0 plus 15,000 plus 30,000 equals to 45,000. And that tallies with what Nirmala ji said. Okay. Now, before I answer your second question, let us see how to calculate the tax for 10 lakh in the same way. So, if your taxable income is 10 lakh, first, your breakup will be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. Second, the slabs that are applicable in case of 10 lakh will be 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, and 9 to 12 lakh, right? And third, the tax rates under each slab will be 0, 5%, 10%, and 15%. Let's see the calculation. So, again, in the first column, it will be 0. In the second slab, it will be 5% of 3 lakh, which is 15,000. In the third slab, it will be 10% of 3 lakh, which is 30,000. And in the fourth slab, it will be 15% of 1 lakh, which is 15,000. So, 0 plus 15,000 plus 30,000 plus 15,000 equals to 60,000. Hope this calculation is clear now. Now assume if a 7 lakh would have been taxable.
But up to 7 lakh, the tax is nil, right?
Ah, there you are, Mr. Impatient. Don't be in a hurry. I will answer your doubt shortly. Please have patience, dear. First, you write 3 plus 3 plus 1. Second, the slabs that are applicable, in the case of 7 lakhs, will be 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9, hai na? And third, the tax rates, under each slab, will be 0, 5%, and 10%. So, in the first slab, it will be 0. In the second slab, it will be 5% of 3 lakh, which is 15,000. In the third slab, it will be 10% of 1 lakh, which is 10,000. So, 0 plus 15,000 plus 10,000 equals to 25,000. So, as per this calculation, the tax on 7 lakh rupees should have been 25,000. But then why is it 0, is your question, Mr. Haribari? Now, there is something called Section 87A of the Income Tax Act, 1961. What is that? That will answer your second query. Let me explain. Under Section 87A of the Income Tax Act, you will now get the benefit of a tax rebate that is available if your taxable income is less than 7 lakh rupees per annum. And the good news is that the new tax regime, announced on 1st February 2023, has increased the rebate under this section to 25,000 rupees for taxable income up to 7 lakh rupees. This means if your taxable income is less than 7 lakh rupees and you opt for the new regime in the financial year 2023 to 2024, you will pay zero taxes. It's important to note that the tax rebate under Section 87A in the old tax regime remains unchanged for the financial year 2023 to 2024. But keep in mind, this rebate is only applicable if your taxable income is not exceeding 7 lakh rupees. Taxable income is different from salary, don't make a mistake. And one more thing, this rebate is only available to resident individuals as per the Income Tax Act. Unfortunately, taxpayers such as non-resident individuals, NRIs, Hindu Undivided Family, HUF, and firms are not eligible for the rebate under Section 87A. Am I clear now?
100%. You have clarified my doubt so beautifully. Thanks a lot, dear.
Hi friends, if you have liked the video, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel, like and share the videos. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.